much now. You're all sweated up. That's enough. You don't want to get cramps, do you?
Howdy, Velvet.
Hi, Mr. Edie.
My, he sure looks fine, Velvet.
He's wonderful, Mr. Edie. I only wish I could breed him and get a colt like him.
Well, what's stopping you?
My says if he's bred, it might ruin him for racing. He might get wild and rank again.
Oh, fiddlesticks. Matter of fact, he has been bred.
He has?
Yeah. Been meaning to tell you about it. A fellow named Reg Toland over to Cornwall. Now, Reg had an old sorrel mare. She was a jumping horse from back east. Now, the mare died throwing the colt. But from what I hear, that little fellow's fits the fiddle.
How old is he?
Well, now, let's see. That'd be April. Oh, he's coming on for a yearling.
Have you seen him? Does he look like King?
No, I haven't got the foggiest idea. The point I'm trying to make is that Reg called me about a week ago. Now, he's selling his place and moving east. He wanted to know if I knew anybody that wanted the colt.
For nothing?
Well, I couldn't say about that, Velvet. But Reg sounded as though all he wanted was a good home for that colt.
Reg Toller.
Toland. Tolland. Now, he lives about a mile this side of Cornwall on the county road. And don't you tell your pa that I put you up to this. We had enough trouble with him about this critter. All I'm doing is passing on just a little information.
Thanks, Mr. Edie. Thanks a million.
That all the bills?
Every one.
Papa, I'm sure you're going to say no, and I don't want you to get mad, but I've just got to tell you.
Honey, simmer down.
I can't, Mama. I'm so full up with it. It's the most exciting thing that ever happened to me, except for maybe winning King in the raffle.
How'd you hear we had a good month?
Papa's just teasing. Now, what is it?
Might be teasing, but she's got that going to cost money look.
Oh, no. Mr. E says he's sure that the man just wants to find a good home for it.
Good home for what?
Now, Papa, please. I know I shouldn't even ask after you let me keep King, but he hasn't been in any trouble, and he did win enough money in the steeplechase to take care of his board and keep. That's true, isn't it?
How long you want to beat around the bush? Time for milking in 3 hours.
Promise you won't get mad?
I'm getting mad waiting.
King had a colt.
You what?
I'm sorry. I don't mean King had a colt. King's his father.
Oh.
Oh. When did this happen?
That last April, Mr. Edie bred him with a jumping mare. Now the man wants to give him away. The colt.
Why?
He's moving east. Is it all right if Ma drives me down there?
Down where?
A mile this side of Cornwall. I just want to get a look at him.
That's all, eh? Just a look? It'll be a long, cold, rainy Sunday afternoon before you look at a horse and not want it.
Then you're not mad.
What's there to be mad about? Well, don't go counting chickens. All you're doing is looking, for now.
That's all.
I'll talk to Ma about it.
Oh, golly, I've got a sponge King.
You made her happy, Herb.
Mind you, I didn't say she could have the colt.
No, but you gave her hope. And with Velvet, most times that's enough.
Clear 200, eh? Not bad at all.
Well, I won't be cooperating with anyone who leaves a saddled, sweated-up horse in the shade without any feeling for the helpless beast.
I'll finish it, Mike.
No, it's all done now. No, thanks to Miss Velvet Brown.
I had to talk to Papa. It was just for a minute.
I'd hate to hang by the neck for all the time it was past a minute. Time enough for him to catch his death of cold, and that's for sure.
I'm sorry. I was so excited about the colt.
There's a time and place. But don't stand there gaping. Put him in the stall and give him a bit of water.
He had some water at the lake.
Too much, likely, and him overheated.
No, just a little. I don't think you're being very fair, Mike. I always take good care of King. It was just this once.
Sure, there's no letting up. Not for a minute. It might do you the world of good to see a horse dying from the congestion. Scarce able to draw breath. Gasping and wheezing.
Stop it, Mike.
And all because some unthinking person couldn't find the time to care for him.
I was wrong. I'll never do it again.
Mind you remember.
I will. I promise.
All right. Well, let bygones be bygones. Now, what's this about a colt?
King's colt, out of a jumping mare. Mr. Edie bred him last April.
Why in the name of heaven didn't he tell us? Little wonder we had such trouble breaking him to saddle.
Papa says you can drive me down to see the colt. He's going to talk to you about it.
And we best wait till he does. In the meantime, mind your promise. I'll wash me hands of the whole business.
I will.
You might have understand, sir, that you'll be wanting me to drive Velvet over to see the colt, and if he's likely looking, to haul it back here.
Providing, like Edie says, the man wants to give it away. I'm not paying out good money for another horse.
I'd hardly think so. Matter of fact, I'm a bit surprised you're even considering it at all.
I probably shouldn't. Rule of the day. It's so there'll be no room for cows on this farm. Now, don't you say a word to Velvet about bringing the horse back until you decide.
Well, then it's up to me.
That's right.
A bit of a problem.
Why?
Well, if the colt looks likely and I decide to take him, what'll I haul him back in?
We'll worry about that when the time comes. Always bar a trailer. Edie's got one.
What time would you like me to go?
Tomorrow morning, soon enough, after milking.
Very good, sir.
Papa!
Oh!
Is it true, Papa?
Is what true?
Are we going to get a little baby horse?
Who told you that?
Nobody. I heard Mama and Velvet talking. Are we?
Would you like one?
Yeah.
Then we might.
Yippee! 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 What did Papa say to you about the colt?
Nothing much.
Did he say anything?
Said to drive you over and get a look at him.
That's all?
Now, what more would he be saying?
I don't know. I thought maybe...
Yes?
Never mind. I guess not. My, are you sure?
Am I sure about what?
That Papa didn't say anything about maybe bringing the colt back with us.
Now, just how can we bring him back in a pickup? Colt's on a sack of grain or a can of milk? What's got into you?
Why did he tell Donald we were?
Where what?
Getting the colt.
I doubt if he did.
Donald told me. He said Papa said we were getting a little horse. He must have meant the colt.
I wouldn't put too much stock in what Donald said.
I know, he makes up stories. But he couldn't have made up anything like that. My, are you sure?
Now, don't be nagging me like an old fishwife. Taking you over to see the colt, and that's the end of it. For now.
What do you mean for now?
Did I say that?
Yes.
Slip of the tongue?
That's exactly what Papa said. My, if you're holding anything back.
Now, what in the name of the 7 blessed saints would I be holding back?
Papa told you something and you're not telling me.
Well, I suppose I've got to tell you. Although it's against me every inclination and contrary to me bounden principles.
I won't say a word. Promise. Cross my heart and hope to die. My, please tell me.
Well, the first thing he said was, it'd be all right to drive you to Cornwall and see the colt.
I know that. What else?
Then he said,
What?
Now, don't be rushing me. Trying to think. How was it he put it, No. I know. And these were his very words. We're seeding the south pasture today, so make sure you're back before noon. I'll go up to the house.
There's someone.
Hi, son.
My father's not here.
Mr. Edie called him. He said he'd be here all day.
He had to go away.
That's all right. We've just come to get a look at the colt.
What colt?
Well, now, how many colts would you be having?
We haven't got any.
This is Reg Tolan's place. What's your name, son?
Jody, I gotta go now.
Wait a minute, Jody. We've just driven 30 miles to get a look at the colt your father's got.
I told you, we haven't got it anymore.
What does that mean?
He gave it away.
I don't understand it, Mai.
Yeah, it's puzzling, all right.
I know Mr. Edie called him.
A man's got a right to change his mind. It does seem a bit on the shabby side dragging us down here for nothing. No point in dwelling on it. In you go. I can tell you now, I was a bit concerned about it anyway.
Concerned about what?
2 stallions together. Could have been trouble. Now, we're not going to be having a wake all the way home. The old grandmother used to say you get nowhere beating a dead horse.
My, look!
Heavenly days.
He's exactly like King.
Spitting image.
Hello. You must be Velvet.
Oh, he's beautiful. Just beautiful.
My tailor, sir.
Reg Toland, I'm glad to know you.
We're just saying he's a spitting image of his father. A little lighter, perhaps, but the blaze and the stockings, it's amazing.
Why did you give him away before we got here, Mr. Tolan? Mr. Edie said...
But I haven't given him away. I just brought him back from the pasture. I don't understand.
When we drove in a while ago, your son Jody came out to meet us. He said you were gone and the colt was given away.
Poor Jody. He just won't let himself understand. He keeps fighting it. You see, we bred the old mare to get a saddle horse for Jody. But now we're moving east. There's just no place for an unbroken colt. I'm sorry.
Oh, no harm done. We understand.
I promised Jody I wouldn't just sell the colt to anyone. I'd find it a good home. As a matter of fact, after talking to Homer Edie and learning what you did with that wild stud of his, I'd like nothing better than for you folks to have him.
How much would you be asking?
Nothing. Just so he's well treated, and I know you'll do that.
My?
Well, now we can come out. Your father left it up to me.
My, please?
You're sure now? We'll take him.
Oh, thank you, My. Thank you, Mr. Tolan.
You're more than welcome, Velvet.
It'll be a few days before we can haul him, sir. I'll have to borrow a trailer.
Take mine. It's an old one. I really have no use for it. Does your pickup have a standard hitch?
Well, yes, but...
There's no sense of you making another trip. I was going to jump the old trailer anyway.
Huh? That's how you put it.
Sure. We can load him right now.
Mr. Tolan,
Yes, dear.
would it be all right before we go if I talk to Jody?
That'd be mighty nice. Jody! Jody! Come here a minute, son. Come here a minute, son. Come on. Come on. Nobody's going to hurt you. We know why you did it, son, and it's all right. This is Velvet Brown. She owns the father of the colt. She wants to talk to you.
All I want to say, Jody, is I know how you feel. I'd feel the same way if the colt were mine. I wouldn't ever want to give it up. Don't be ashamed to cry. I cried when you told us your father gave away the colt. I cried again when Ma said we could have it. You know what? If you come out here for a visit, maybe next summer, you can stay with us. We'll set up at Cotton Donald's room. He's my little brother. By that time, the colt will be broken to saddle, and we can go on long rides around the lake. You can ride the colt, and I'll ride King. Does he have a name? We ought to give him one, don't you think? Let's see now. His father's name's King. What was his mother's name?
Queenie.
Queenie. That's wonderful. Then you know what we can call him? He's the son of a king and queen. What would you call him?
Prince.
Prince, of course. Come on, let's go tell him his new name. Bye. Bye. We're going to call him Prince.
Prince, is it? Well, Prince. The name of heaven, when you stop looking back, can't see nothing. He's riding fine.
I just want to make sure it's not a dream. We've got to build a stall for him, Ma.
Oh, no rushing now. The time being, we'll keep them apart. King in the barn, the little fella in the paddock.
You're wonderful, Ma. You think of everything.
Bother the apple polishing. Anyway, let's have a song fitting to the occasion.
All right. You start it.
Let's see now, what'll it be? Something gay and rollicking.
The carry down.
Well, it's not fitting, but it is gay and rollicking. You ready? 1, 2. Oh, the days of the carry dance and all the ring of the pipe tune. Oh, for one of those hours of gladness gone, alas, like our youth too soon. When the boys began to gather in the glen of a summer night, and the carry pipe was tuning made us long with wild delight. Oh, to think of it, oh, to dream of it fills my heart with tears. Oh, the days of the carry dance and all the ring of the pipe was tune. Oh, for one of those hours of gladness gone, alas, like our youth too soon. Oh, that was gay and running.
You can if you'd like to get bounced on your head.
I'd like that. It'll be a month before he's broken his saddle, Donald. I can ride him bareback.
Oh, that'll be the day.
What day? Tomorrow?
Well, finish your pudding, Donald. I want to clear.
You know, one of these nights at supper, I'd like to hear some cow talk for a change. I'm getting bored with horses.
Was Papa serious?
Of course not. What was that?
Let's see.
I'll go with you. Me too.
No, you'll sit.
King's screaming.
Drag the Colt open the doors. Settle down. Easy. That's a good line.
Oh.
What happened?
King tried to get a prince. I want to watch.
Donald, you come back here. There's nothing to see.
Kick the gate out, eh?
I've been fearful of this. 2 studs, no love lost between them. Is the Colt all right?
It seems to be. Velvet's got him in the far corner.
Would you be kind enough to get a halter open? Tie him out there while I tend to this one. Easy, boy.
Papa's got a rope and he's going to give Prince a licking.
What you're going to get in a minute. No, you don't.
Oh, boy.
Be careful, Papa. He doesn't know you.
Oh, there. Steady.
It's all right, Prince. Everything's all right.
It's not all right, Velvet. We've got a serious problem. You wait in the house. I want to talk to Maya. I won't be long.
All right, Papa.
Your father asked me a question in the barn, Velvet. I'm sure you wouldn't want me to be anything but honest and straightforward with the answer.
No need even bringing that up, is there?
I'll not be making any long speeches, but like I told you today, I was fearful something like this might happen. And hoping against hope it wouldn't. But now it has, and much as I hate to say it, I'm afraid one of the 2 horses has to go.
You know I'd never part with King.
Well, then it'll have to be the Colt.
Mai says they got it in their heads to fight, and that's the end of it.
Oh, we might knock it out of them somehow, but before we do, they're liable to kill one another.
Do we have to give Prince away? I'm afraid so, Donald.
You wouldn't want the little fella bad hurt now, would you?
Mm-mm. We can't give him back to Mr. Toland. They're leaving day after tomorrow. And I don't want to give him to just anyone.
My says if you work hard at it, you might break him a saddle and gentleman a week. It'll make a good riding horse for some boy or girl.
Me!
No, not you.
I'm a boy.
It'll mean putting King out to pasture and not going near him till the colt's broken.
For a whole week?
It's either that or give him away unbroken. My doesn't approve of that.
All right, I'll try. Don't be sad about giving Prince away, Velvet. You know what? What? I'll give you half of my bugs and one of my little baby frogs. You're sweet, Donald. Thank you.
Velvet, I'm that proud of you. 1 day short of a week.
It wasn't hard. He's just as smart as King. Slow and easy, Donald.
Isn't that something?
Now we've got to find someone to give him to. Someone that'll love him and take good care of him.
Well, that shouldn't be hard.
Hard. You're a strange kind of person. Man, woman, or child. Be looking at a colt like that. Not be wanting to give it all the love and care he needs.
Ma's right, Velvet.
Look, Mom! No hands! Look, no hands!